Okay, we said the items are ordered items. We can say ordered items and then changeable items, ordered items, and then allow duplicates. What else we can say about the list? Right now, I can't remember about list. Right, so can you brief me uh, how to declare a list using which brackets? Let's start
Square brackets.
with
Square
scale.
brackets.
Okay, define with scale brackets. Okay, right. Mm, list indexes are starting from zero that we know already. And how can you get the length of a list? Number of items of a list? Number of items in the list? How can you find out?
Using len function, built-in function.
Yes, len, len. Right now, if it is my list, if you have a list called my list, which contains, let's say, 10, 20, 30. Right now, length, my list, right now will give you the length, number of items. Right now, length method would give you the number of items. Right. Okay. The type method would give you what? Type method would give you what?
The
Type, type of
type of the collection.
yes, type of
Collection
the
type.
collection to return the type. Right now, if you're using list constructor, how could you declare an list? If you want to use the list using the list constructor, how would you create a list? So using a constructor. Let's say my list. Okay, my lst is equals to. How can you do that? Using the list constructor. We have to use two brackets. Remember, we have to use two brackets and then you have to pass the values. Right now, this is how you declare a list using a list constructor. Right now, that's what we have discussed. And then we discussed that we can add items, we can access items using the index numbers. You can have positive indexing, negative indexing, the range of indexes we have discussed. And how can you check whether a given value is exist or not using what operator? How can you check whether 20 is in my list? How can you check 20 is in my list? Hello, tell me quickly.
Using in or not in.
Yes, we can have if 20 in my list, if 20 in my list, if 20 in my list right now, then this is how we can check 20 is in my list, right? Using the in operator, right now, that is how you can do it. And thereafter, we have discussed about how to add items to a list using what methods we can use to add items to a list. What are the methods available to add items to a list?
Insert. Append.
Insert. Okay, insert. Right now, my list dot insert will my list dot insert 50. Okay, 45. Right now, what will happen?
We need the index also.
Yes, in the insert method, you need to pass the index as well. Like if I have 145 means, what will happen? Add 45 for the first index. Add 45 as the first index. Right now, this is how the insert method works. And what are the other ways?
Append.
Append. Okay. Then append method does what?
Mm,
I list
it adds it
append
adds a value to the to the end of the existing list.
add 55 to the end to the end of the list at the end. Right now, append methods will add to the end of the list. Right now, okay. How can you remove an item from a list?
Using remove.
Okay, if the item is not available, will it raise an error? My list dot remove 55. Remove uh first occurrence. No, remove the first occurrence of 55. Otherwise, will it raise an error? If the remove method, if the value is not available, what will happen? Will it raise the error?
Yes.
I don't know.
We'll I also not sure, sir. I think we'll raise an error.
Try out and tell me quickly.
Okay.
If the remove method, if the existing value, if the value we are looking for is not there, what will happen?
Let's say it raises an error.
It raises an error. Yes, it raises an error. Right now, else raise an error. It will raise an error. Right now, what else we have? Right now, how can we remove items without the remove method? Is there any other way?
Using pop.
Use the pop method right now. How can we use the my list dot pop? Do we need to pass the value?
No, the index.
We need to pass the index number. If we pass the first one, or remove the first index value. Remove the first index value. And if you, this has to be one. If you do not pass a value,
Removes the last index.
removes the
Last index.
remove the last index value. Right. What else? Is that only? Is there any other way?
This in del
Oh, del keyword.
D.
Del
Yeah.
is the keyword, no? Del, and how can you delete a specific value using del keyword? Del, my list, and if you use one, That means what? Remove the first index value. Right, now if you use delete my list, what will happen? Delete
Mm.
the list. Delete the entire list. And if you want to clear the items of a list, how can you do that?
You could use clear.
Yes, you could use the clear method. Clear method. What it right. Remove all the elements. Clear all the elements. Remove clear. Clear all the elements. And what else we have discussed?
Extend method.
Extend. What does the extend method does?
It adds another list to the existing list.
Insert, append, my list dot extend. ILST. What it does? Add the items of my LST to the my list. What else? How to tell me how can we need to discuss about what are the other methods?
Only these no, so we discussed that day, as I
Only?
remember.
Is it? Have we discussed about how to sort list?
Um,
No.
I think we finally did this comprehension.
List comprehension. Okay, then tell me how to loop a list. How to display all the elements in a list.
Yeah, we could do using for
For
for my for I in my list.
in my list. Okay.
Then I would get assigned each value of the list of my list.
For in my list, and then you could print I. Right. Likewise, you can iterate through a list via items. If you want to access through the indexes, if you want to iterate through index, how can you do it? How can you iterate through the index?
For I in range and
For
then
in
my
range.
list.
Okay. How can you get the size of the list? Using the length method. You can get length my list. And you can have print my list. I think that. Right. Okay, now how can you display the square values? How can you display the square values of each element in the list using a list comprehension? Or how could you create a new list to have the square values of the given values? How can you do that using list comprehension? Oh, only the even numbers. I need to create a list called even list. How can I um, put the even numbers from my list to let's say 10, 20, 33. Yes. Using a list comprehension. Let's say new list I have equals what? Inside the square brackets, I need to return what? X values for X in my list. How can you make sure?
using if.
If X modulus 2 equals 0. If X modulus 2 equals 0, you put the items into a new list, which is the new list, right? Right? Right now, this is what we have done. Is that all we have done during the last day?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we'll see. Sometimes we may require to sort the items, and then if you have items, numbers, likewise, when you have to work with this. And if you want to take a copy of a list, how can you do that? That's also we'll figure it out. All right. How can we do this sort list? I don't know what happened. Yes. Okay. I have a list called num. So now some random numbers, let's say. Right now, if I want to sort, I can use num.sort and then before sort and after sort, let's print this. Let's save this inside the desktop. Sorry. Now you can see here, the first one will display the values as it is, and then so then it would display the sorted values. Okay, try out this. Try out with a list which contains some names and see how it gets sorted. How you get how this gets sorted if you have some set of values or instead of numbers if you have some names, let's say. Right now, let's say, and right now, here you can see capital letters first, and thereafter the simple letters get sorted. Right now, now the sort method will sort ascending by default alphanumerically. Alpha numerically. Numerically. Right. Ascending by alphanumerically. Right. Right now, if you want to sort in this descending order, right now, right now, let me have this as well. We have my list dot sort by ascending alphanumerically. Right now, if you want sort descending order, right now, how can you sort a descending? Right, then you need to have reverse. Reverse equals true. Right now, this is how you can sort descending, right? And right now here, if you want to sort the items in case insensitive, you need to say the type of. Now you can see here this would get sort without case insensitivity. Right now, this is how we sort case insensitive. We have to use this to sort case insensitively. Right now, here, if you want to sort by mm, if you want to reverse the sort, mm, you can have the reverse of the existing value. No sorting, just the reverse. No sort, reverse order of the items. You can have the reverse as well, right? Right now, let's say we have, after trying this, we have list A called A has 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5. Okay, list A. I want to create a copy of list A in list B. So if I say list B is equals to list A, now I want to print both list A and the list B. And thereafter, I want to add list A. I want to add list A dot append 10. And now I'm going to print again list B. Right now, first I want to create list A and then list B is equals to list A. Then I'm printing list A and list B. And now you have both has the equals values. After that, after making a copy of, okay, let's say we're going to use the pop method. And we're going to remove some values from the pop method and from list A elements. And then we're going to print the list B. What will happen? Just tell me. If you are okay with this, you can try the next one. Now, actually, what happens now? Though we have made a copy, but we thought that this will copy list B, will have a copy of list A. No. Right now, this will not copy. Therefore, remember, you cannot copy doing like this. What will happen is list B will add another reference to what list A is referring to. Therefore, whatever changes you made to list A will reflect in you print list B. When you print list B, here it displays only 1, 2, 3, 4. Last element has been removed. That is because of we have removed the last element of list A. Therefore, list 2 will be a reference to list 1. Therefore, any changes made to list 1 or list A will be reflect in list B. Right. Now, if you want to make a copy right now, how can you do that? Now, this won't work, right? So, if you want to make a copy, then you can say list A dot copy. List A dot copy. Right now, you can see though you removed item from list A, list B has a copy of list A. List B has a copy of list A. Now, this is how you create a copy of. This is how you create a copy of list. right? Okay, then we can talk about the tuples. Right now, the same thing we have to do here. Then we could quickly finish tuples as well. Right now, we said that a list is an ordered item and it is changeable and it allow duplicates and it defined with the square brackets, right? So let's come up with the tuples. Right now, tuple or tuple. Right now, you can say tuple or tuple. Right now, this is also used to store multiple values in a single variable. And this is also ordered. Items are ordered, and then items are not changeable. Therefore, not changeable, cannot change. Once create a tuple, you cannot change items. Not cannot change are not changeable. Items are not changeable. Items are not changeable. And then right now, you can see the tuples right now. Items are ordered, and then the items cannot change, and it allow duplicates, and then you can create with round brackets. Therefore tuples are created with or defined with round brackets, and the same as list you can access by the index and so on. Right now, let's say if you want to create a tuple right now, we can check whether these two as well. Let's say we if you want to create a tuple, let's say tup is equals to, we can have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then we can have length of the tuple, and we can get the type of the tuple, and we can print the tuple. Okay.
Ajat.
Right. Okay, like this, you can create a tuple. Right now, only the difference compared to list is a list has curly brackets, sorry, square brackets, where the tuple has, or the tuple has round brackets. Right, then using the as previously, you can get the length of the tuple by using the length method. Print. And if you want to get the type also, the type of the tuple also can be printed using the type method. Right, now this is how you can create a tuple, and this is how you can get the length of the items, and then this is how you can um, print the items of a tuple, right? Okay, create tuples with a different data types and see how you can do it. Right now, okay, now if you want to create, tuple or a list, let's say, let's try for a list quickly. If it is a list, right, let's say LT list, okay, then only with one item. How can you do that? Will this work? Right now it prints like 20, and then let me print the type of this list. It says class list. Right now, if it is just one item with the list, you can do it. Right. So, let's say, right, just a minute. Okay. Right now, if you want to create a tuple, right now, let's say TUP with just number. Okay, TUP equals 10. Right now, list, there was no issue, right? Now I want to create a tuple with just one value, and then I'm going to make it as tup, and then let's print the tuple as well. Right now, if you create a tuple with just a one item, right now, why is this? Right. Okay. Now, if you want to create a tuple with just an item, you need to put a comma. Right, then by doing that, you can create it as a tuple. Therefore, remember that your mind list, no issues when it comes to create a list with just one item, single item, you can. But if it is a tuple, you can't do that. You need to put a comma if you want to create a tuple with one item. Right now, length method will give you the length, and the type method will return the type of the tuple. And you can have any data type as tuples as well. Right now, inside a tuple also, you can have a list also. You can see right now inside the tuple, I had a list as well. As an element of a tuple, I had a list. Right now, there is also possible. Right. Now, as previously, if you want to create a tuple with a tuple constructor, so you need to say tuple tuple, and you need to put the double brackets right now. When you know that, right, with the constructor, if you're using the list constructor, you have to use double brackets, and also if you're using tuple constructor also, you have to use double brackets, right? Now this one also has indexes, like as the way we have learned in the list. Indexes are starting from 0, and you can use the negative indexes as well, right? Now I want you to find out how to add an item. Right now, let's say I want to display the first item, right? TUP. Right now, this would be displaying the 0th index value, no? Right. 0th index value, which is 10. Right now, I want to change that into tuple 0th index value into 35 or 33. And then I want to do it right now. Will it possible? Is this possible, or can I do that? No, because we have already learned that tuples are not changeable, are unchangeable. Therefore, remember, you cannot change, you cannot add, you cannot remove once it is created. Therefore, once tuple is created, you cannot change. Therefore, tuples are immutable objects. Therefore, once created, cannot change, unchangeable. Therefore, remember that. Right now, in the list, we have discussed about this insert, append, extend, right? And remove, pop, delete. Likewise, we have discussed about the delete keyword and these methods. Right now, those are not supporting these tuples, because why? Now the tuples right now not support to add, edit, or change. Add, edit, or change is not possible in a tuple, right? But there is a workaround that you could do. What you could do? Once you create, now let's say, let me come up with a tuple easily. Right now, this tuple, right now, if you want to change this, what you have to do is you can convert into a list. How to convert into a list? You can say inside the list, you can pass a tuple, right? And thereafter, you can have whatever things you want to do. LT 0th index, you can change, you can set by 100. And okay, and then thereafter we can convert this again into a tuple. TUP is equals tuple list, and then we could display the tuple. Now you can see here previously it was 10, and thereafter you have changed it to 100. What you have done is the workaround. What you have done is you have converted list tuple into a list, tuple into a list. And thereafter you do whatever change you require to do, and then you can convert it back to a tuple. Now, as the previous way, what we have done, I try to iterate through a tuple and figure out how to iterate through a tuple, and whether 97 how to iterate through loop through a tuple. find 97 in the tuple. Okay, quickly. Quickly find out these two, and thereafter we'll proceed. And if 97 available, if 97 available, we quickly do this. Here you have checked whether, whether they're using in operator in a tuple. Here you have done it using using a list you have converted to a list. Therefore, remember hereafter, if any question asks you to add or edit or change the values in a tuple, remember that you can't do directly. What you can do is you can convert it to a list and then do whatever you want and then convert it back to a tuple. That's how you can do it. Right. And I think no need to do for the indexing, right? You know, indexing, positive indexing and negative indexing that you know already, right? Okay. So add remove items now we know already. We have to convert into a list and then do it. Right. Okay, now this is how you loop through a tuple. That's also here you have done it right now. How can we loop through a tuple? Right, that is also done. We have done it already. And same way you loop through the index number as well as the way we did. Right now, what are the methods supports with the right now? Let's say in a list or a tuple. Right now, how many times? Let's say the 10 appears. Let's say we have right now. Okay, I have let's say tuple here. What I want you to do is I want you to display how many times, that means how many unique values are there. Create a list with the unique values in this tuple, right? And then another list, right, with the respective unique value, the occurrence, the count, how many times that each value appears. Now, for example, I need you to have a one list called values. Value list should have something like 10, 20, and 30. And count list or the occurrence list should have values like 10 appears 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and 20 appears 2 times, and 30 appears 2 times. Likewise, then I want you to create, based on this tuple, I want you to iterate through this and then figure out what are the unique values and then the number of occurrence of the each, right? How can you do that? Right, first we need to get the values and the counts in a separate list, right? Okay, let's see. How you have done it to name tuple? No, 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 no. Ooh, 97, that's the answer. No, no. Okay, this one, what is this? Okay, that we have done already. Okay, this one, what is it? Okay, a lengthy one, we'll see. Okay, one of you have sent me this. Okay, let me. Let's make it as a comment first, then. Oh, no. Right, you have the tuple, value list, count list, for in tuple, count set to 0, for chain, tuple. If I equals j, count plus c equals. Count 4 to 2, values 10, 20, 30. Right. Okay. Do we have to work this much? Right now, let's see. Another answer. X equals 1, y equals 1, 4 in range 1 to 8. Y equals tuple x. And tuple x, tuple count x equals x plus 1. How it is working, Puthu? I don't see. It's a half of the answer, is it? Achintya,
Yes, sir.
is this a half of the answer? Have you done everything? Is
No, sir, it's a full answer.
the full answer? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me hide this first. Right. Full answer. Not put the okay. Okay, you have done the counts. Okay. The question was I wanted you to create two lists based on this tuple. The one list should contain the unique values and the other list should contain the occurrence of each number. That's what I was expecting. Right now. Okay. Right. Let's see how can we do this right now. Okay, where is the previous answer we had? Right, this is the previous answer. Okay. Now, if I had to do this, how would I do this? Okay, you have created the value and the count list, right? Okay, I've done 4 in tuples. Right now, you're gonna iterate through a tuple, right? And then you have declared a variable called counts 0 and for j in tuple. Right now, do we need to go this much? Right now, we'll do something like this. We'll check if not in, if I not in value, if I not in value, okay, if I not in value, either, okay, I need to add that into the value list. Then I can use append method, append I, right? And for the count method, count list also, I need to add append. I need to append the number of times that particular value appears. Then top dot count is a method I, right? Then finally I can print count and the values. Right now, let's see. See? You could have done it easily, no? Rather going through that much of conditions, right? What I did here? I just created empty list. Okay. Then using a for loop, I'm iterating through this tuple. And each time I iterate through the items, what I did was I check whether this item is in the value list. If it is in the value list, that means it's not unique then. Then no need of thinking it. If the item is not in the value list, yes, that means it's not yet inserted to the value list. So it may be unique. Therefore, it's new to the value list. So I'm going to add that into the value list. And thereafter, since now I found a unique item, now I need to have that item's count. So, a number of occurrences. Then that I can do by using the count method. Then count.append. What I want to do, I need to append number of occurrences. Then tuple.count. This item, what is item? Item I. Item i's occurrence will return by this. Then this will be added to the count method. So you would have done this very easily. Is that clear? Therefore, everything you may find come up with another easy way as well. Therefore, always think or look for the easiest possible ways in order to solve the question when you are given a question. And only thing is when you have a more and more experience, then only you will be able to solve the questions efficiently, because you need to have that experience of solving more issues. Then only you will get trained to solve the questions efficiently and effectively. Right, now we are done with this. Create a tuple from even numbers from 1 to 20. How you have done it? Anyone? Okay, Achintya has done one thing. Let's see. Okay, you have created a list and in range 1 to 21, in even numbers you add, and then finally you convert it to tuple. Okay, good. Because that is correct. Because once created tuple, you can't add or remove or change items. So you have to do whatever the thing, and thereafter you have to convert it to a list. Right, now for the next one, to check whether all items in the tuple are the same. How to check all the items in the tuples are the same? How can you do this? How can you do this? Right. Dilmi has sent me something, print all. What is all print? Dilmi, what is that all this? I don't know. How can you do this? All the items in tuples are the same. Right, how can you do that? Tell me, give me a hint. How to find all the items are the same in a tuple. Right now, let's say I have received one answer from Dilmi. And Dilmi, would you mind explaining this to me that I have no clue? What is this? Dilmi, are you there? She has left, no? Oh, I don't know. What is this? There's an error as well.
Like so in that question, if we check that the number of occurrences is equal to the length of the tuple,
Number of occurrences.
of each item, if
Okay.
it's equal to the length of the tuple, then we can say that all are the same.
Okay. Is that the way you have done it?
Yeah,
Okay. Your answer is here. Tuple. You have for loop, you get the count. If I equals j, count plus equals 1. If count equals then. Now, okay. Right. Okay. If the count of number of occurrences of this. Okay. Then you should have done this rather going through a for loop for a first item. Uh, who's this?
all right.
Any idea for this rather? One, two, three,
Yeah,
four,
we
five. 5 lines you can skip just in just one line. What is it?
just I could write like for the first.
Yeah, so you can just take first you can just take count equals, let's say what? You can say count equals what? Tuple dot count, and you don't know what is the first index, right? Then you can have tuple 0th index. Right, then you'll be able to get the number of items, number of occurrences of this. Then you could try out. Is there any other
All
ways that I'm asking? Okay, this okay. Now your logic is correct. Now you what you are arguing is if all the items are the same, number of occurrence of the items. That means the first item, not items. Number of occurrence of the first whatever the item. Number of occurrence of any item. That means there will be only one item, no? If the logic is if all the elements are the same, now this should be the same number. If it is the same number, any number you can take, any number occurrence should be equals to the length, right? That's what your argument. Yes, very good. New way of thinking. Is there any other ways of doing this? I have no idea. How can you do that? Good logic. Your argument is right now we need to check for all the cases whether it is valid. I think it is valid argument. Yes, I did not think of this way now of doing this. It's pretty easy, straightforward. Very good. Any other way of doing this? How can we make sure? Right now, is any other right now? If you have done the sets also, now you could have easily convert this into a set because set doesn't have duplicate values. No, thereafter, if the set length is 1, then yes. Once you convert this into a set and if you get the length, if it is equals to 1, items are unique. Very easily said.
right, sir.
The same thing.
Right, sir.
But any other way of doing this?
No
Any other
idea, sir.
ideas right now? Let's say we did not come up with this and then we wanted to figure out using a loop that we wanted to iterate through this and see what you can do. Let's say, okay, very good. And I'm gonna have a variable called flag. And for the flag variable, I'm going to say true. Flag variable is true. And then I'm going to say for I in tuple, for I in tuple, I'm going to check if I not t equals if I, what is wrong? For I in tuple, if I not t equals to, if I not t equals to the first index of the tuple first index, zeroth index value. Now I'm going to say a flag equals false, or flag equals false, and then we know about the break keyword as let's get used to break, and then I can print. I don't know why. Print and then all same flag. All same flag. Right. Yes, there's something wrong. Mhm. Yes, right now I have just went through a loop and check whether I'm getting the first element, and I'm checking if the first element is not t equals to the other items, then I have a variable, Boolean variable for flag. I make it false. And then if it is not t equals to the first element, I make it false, and then and the end I will display all same and the variable. Likewise, also you can do it. Right now, one of you has done this. That Dilmi has sent me some code right now. I wanted to see how to get this thing done right now. Dilmi is Dilmi. No, Dilmi is not there. No. Mhm. I don't know what she has sent. Like now, others right now. I want you to follow up on this. Now she has sent only half of it. Now she has not sent the entire code. By the way, right now, this code right now, if I need to correct it, I'm not going to teach you what is this. Right now, I want you to follow up on this and figure out what is this. What's the error it says? Was never closed. Right, two brackets has to be there. Now, I don't know. Okay, make make a note of this. I don't know what she has done here. Let's see. Let's talk about this next week. And I want you guys to figure out how you could have done this in one line. And it's very interesting. And how you done this.
Let me say, is all reserved?
Sorry?
That it's mentioned all? Is it
Yeah.
some special thing?
Yes, that's what we need to figure it out.
Right.
There's a method. All is a method or a function that returns true. Now, like this. Where's the comment? Okay. No, I thought of teaching this at the end. If it is true, if it is true, and if you pass true, and if you pass true, if you pass true, 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 then this would return true. Let me show you this. Shall I hide this right now? All function takes one argument. No, it takes three. It takes multiple arguments. True. Right. Yeah, what does it say? It's type there. All takes exactly one argument. Three given. Now this is supposed to send only if all are true, then only it will return true. Right now, this is iterable. Okay, this is what you have passed is let's say we'll do it like this. LT. We have a list, any iterable, and the list has this. Like this, you could see. Right now, if it is any of the values are false, right now this would return false. Right now, the old method or the old function. Right now, here all the function takes only one param, one argument, which is the any iterable. It could be any iterable, and that would return true if and if all the elements are true. It will return true if and only if all the elements are true. Otherwise, it would return false. Right now, we could have checked this inside the curly brackets inside this if you have put it. No. Rather doing this, we could have passed it as a list here. One line. Okay, that's how you could have done it.
Let me say that true means a certain condition which is checked, no?
Yeah, it checks whether it has the same values. Now it checks for the Boolean values. Now you know when you convert it to Boolean, which
Right, sir.
which gives you the false when you convert it to Boolean. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3, and 0. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's 1, 2, and -1. I have. What would be the answer? True or false?
Mm,
What do you think? True, because if it is 1,
it's a non-zero value.
yes, if it is 0,
Then you
that
give
would
false.
give us false. Why 0
Yeah,
returns you a false value?
yeah.
And if you have 1, 2, 3, and hello, what would be the answer? What would
Again,
be the
it's
answer?
true.
True. What would be the answer?
False.
False, because empty strings will gives you false. Right now, that is how you can use the all method, all function. And I don't know whether the whatever the previous answer I got, like she knew this or not. I don't know if she knew this. It's I really appreciate it. Now, therefore, based on this, we could have done this very easily. Okay, if the tuple contains 5, 5, 5, right now what you have to do is for all. Now, this inside this we need to pass for all. X equals tuple 0 6. Oh, X is tuple. This is a list comprehension which will return a list that you know already. So this is how you should have done it. Now I have explained that as well. If it is a different value, it will return false. So that's how that is done. I think, did you understand that?
Yes, I understood.
Right. Okay. Okay, now we have done the old function as well. Right. Okay. Right. Then what else we have to do? Unpacking tuples. Okay, if you want to unpack, okay, same elements regardless of, okay, have you done this second one as well? We'll thereafter discuss about unpacking tuples and then that's it. Thereafter, we have covered everything about tuples. Quickly tell me the answers for these two as well.
Right, sir.
Three questions, these three. About this.
Right, sir.
What does it mean? Two tuples have same element. The wrong. But then one has the extra element.
Like, can't we compare two lists like I have done that? In the if statement, I have compared the two lists after sorting.
Sorting, you have done sorting, very good. And then, equals T. Okay, now just try out in somewhere else. T1 equals T2, what it returns with some other values and see.
Right, sir.
Then you can have an idea how it works. Let's say we can say T1 here. T1 equals T1 dot sort. And if you can say T2 equals T2 dot sort. And if you say T1 equals T2, what does it return? We'll see. Okay, then it says it has no attributes called sort. That means there is no method called sort. Then we may have to convert this into a list. Then it says true. Right now, why it does return true? That's we need to figure it out. Okay, then we can have print T1 and print T2 right now. Now, when you say print T1 and print T2, it says none. Why is that? None. Any idea?
No, sir.
When we print T1 and T2, it prints none. Okay. Right now, what's okay? Then maybe there may be a reason. What? This one here returns none. Is it? We don't know. Let's check. If none equals, okay, now we can say it returns none type. None types are non-iterable. Therefore, now list T1 dot sort returns none. Interesting. Whether now you need to search for is the list or the tuple when you use a tuple to sort. Right now, what happens? Whether it gets sorted or not. Right now, okay. Let's see. Let's do something like this. First, we convert into a list.
Okay.
Right now, We'll print T1 first of all. Now T1 should be a list now. Now T1 should be a list. Now T1 should be a list. Right now T1 is a list. Right now, let's see T1 dot sort. And let's print the T1. Now it gets sorted right now. Let's say 1, 3, 2. Right now you can see it's the difference 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now it gets sorted. Right now
Yeah.
we know this one got sorted now. Right now the same way we'll see it. T2 equals list T2. And we can say T2 dot sort. Now the concern is, now we have T1 and T2 are lists. The T1 is equals to T2. What does it returns now? That's the problem. Right now, T1 equals T2 returns false.
Yeah.
Why returns false? Because those are not equals. Right now, if you want, you can print the T1 and T2. T1 and we can print T2. Right now, that's how you can say these two are not the same. Right. Okay, you understood this now?
Yes, but still I couldn't figure out what's the difference in my code, what I have done with this. Like, I have done the same thing, but in just one line.
Your code is the same. Right now, let's copy again your code. Okay, then you have T11 is the list you convert into a list. T21 you convert into a list. Right, done. Thereafter, you convert T11 dot T1L dot sort dot T2L dot sort. Right now. Right now, T1 dot T11 dot sort and equals T21 dot T2L dot sort. And now this is where you need to figure out now what's wrong here
Yeah,
and what's the difference between these two.
yeah, yeah.
And now we can do it easily now here, and then you don't have to have these two lines. Right, then you need to figure out what gives you the two different answers right now, why this gives you a true and why this gives you false right now. That is what you need to figure it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyone? Have you figured it out? What's going on?
No, sir, I can't do this.
Because here What this returns, that I want you to figure it out.
Okay.
Let's see. What does it return?
None.
Yes, none. Because it returns none, and then none equals none true. That's why it returns true.
Right.
Because this is T1 dot sort is returning none. Sort method returns none.
Okay.
Because calling sort method returns none.
Right, sir. Right. Okay.
Is that clear? Right?
Okay. That means doesn't return anything, no?
Yes, it doesn't return anything. It just says null.
Okay.
None,
Right,
none,
sir.
not null, none. It returns none.
Okay.
Okay? You got it? Right. Because here, this is what it returns none. That's why none equals none true.
Okay. Right, sir. Right.
You got it? Okay. So now reverse a tuple. Hmm. How can you reverse tuple? Anyone? How to reverse the tuple?
By converting a list.
Converting a list, yes, very easy, no? Converting to a list and using what?
It's in reverse method.
Yes, you can convert to a list and then use the reverse method. Reverse equals true or reverse method, yes. Okay, then send me the answer for this one as well. Like this. No, Pute, what happens? No, it says none. How can I do that? How to reverse this? Now, you said just to convert it to a list, I did it. And then you.
Let's say without assigning the reverse value if we do.
Yes. Now, remember that as well. What happens when you assign? That
Yeah.
also reverse method also return none. The sort method
None, no?
also return none. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. That's what I wanted to show you. Okay. Now it's easier to do it this manner, right? Now there are some other methods as well, reversed and sorted likewise. Then I'm not gonna teach you those. You can find out later on.
Okay, sir.
Okay, then how to swap two tuples. Yes. I want you to quickly find out a way to do this and tell me. How to swap two tuples. But in order to do this, I wanted to do the unpacking. But just see whether you can try out now. This is related to unpacking. Right now, how can you do the unpacking? Hmm? Right now, you could do it like if you want to convert A into B and B into A, right? So now you could do it like this, A and B. Now what happens? Now A prints 3, 4, B prints 1, 2. Because this is what you do is you do unpacking. Because Python supports a tuple unpacking, which allow you to swap without a temporary variable. If you want, you could do that as well. You could have a temporary variables like C and D, and thereafter you can assign it, or you can easily assign without a temporary variable. You can do the swapping. Right now, thereafter, we need to talk about try out this, and then I'll give you a minute. And thereafter, we will discuss how to unpack the items in a tuple.
Right.
Okay, now, okay. Right now, for an example, if you have A equals, let's say, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if you, let's say we have this, then if you want to assign it to variables right now, let's see how to unpack how you gonna do, let's say tuples. TUP is equals this, and then if you pass A, B, C, and D, and equals tuple. And if you print A, if you print, I don't know who, the battery. B, C, and D. Right now you can see the values of this tuple get assigned to according to the order A, B, C, D. Right now this is how you can extract values into variables. Right now this is you call as unpacking. Therefore here the number of variables, now here if you remember the number of variables must match. The number of variables must match. Then it says too many values to unpack. Therefore if you are passing values, then the number of variables must match. Right. If it is, if you are not sure, and if you have very, let's say you have only 3 variables, and then you don't mind the remain first element, first value should go to A, the second value should go to B, and the remaining values should goes to C. Then you could mention it like this. You can put an asterisk. If you put the asterisk, then first A get the first value, B get the second value, the remaining gets to the C. And if you put asterisk in the A, if you put the asterisk in the A, right, then the last value goes to C, the next value goes to B, the other values goes to A. 1 and 2 goes to A, B goes to 3, 4 goes to C. Right? Or else if you put B as the asterisk, A get 1 and B get 4, B get 2, 3, and C get 4 based on the asterisk. Then based on the available variables, according to the available values, get assigned accordingly, and the excess values will assign to the variable with the asterisk. Right? Therefore, that's how the unpacking variable works. And then the swapping also we have discussed now how to swap tuples as well. That is also relates to. All right. Now, okay, then let's say tuple one, tuple T1, and T2 equals 10, 20, and 30. Then if you say T3 equals T1 plus T2, T3 equals T1 plus T2, and if you just try to do the addition, now you can see all the elements of T1 and T2 get merged. Therefore, using the plus operator, you could merge, right? And also, if you say T4 is equals to T1 multiplied by 3, and let's print T4 and see what happens right now, whether each value got multiplied by 3 or the number of occurrences got multiplied by 3. Now we'll see. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the same elements of the T1 has been multiplied by 3. Then 3 times values you will have. If you want to multiply the content, then you would have done it like this. If you want to join two tuples, you could have tried this. Right now, that is about tuples, right? Okay, any questions up to this point, you can ask. Right now, we have done some exercises as well. You can search for many exercises on the internet as well, and then please try out. Now we have done lists and tuples. Then we have to do sets and dictionaries. Any questions up to now, you can ask now.
No clarification, sir.
Okay.